Hello world, I'm Mandy Mundo, and this is Rapa Nui, Easter Island. Nobody there actually calls it Easter Island, so I'm going to call it by its native name, Rapa Nui. You can only get to Rapa Nui from Santiago, Chile, and only one flight per day. So I actually landed on New Year's Eve, and I was so tired that I slept the whole evening until my tour the next day. This was a full day tour with 5 stops, no food, so make sure to pack plenty of snacks and water. Most of the tours do not include the National Park Pass, so you have to buy that ahead of time, about $80 for 10 days. So the first place that we went to was Anate Pahu, which is actually a lava tube.
The soil?
Human planted or?
Yeah, long time ago. Like you don't have to do this anymore. You know, it's a beehive, a wild beehive out there.
Now we go into the cave. Watch your step. Out of the darkness and into the light. I mean, it's pretty cool that there's just a lone tree growing out of the volcanic rock like that. Well, on to the next stop.
Yeah, you can go out there and get a picture.
Ahua Kiwi. The Moai are set to represent the burial site of the person who's underneath, so the ancestor that was buried there. So they were all standing, and the Europeans knocked all of them down.
No, not the
By the time the
Europeans.
Europeans got here, they were all knocked down.
Yeah.
Oh, but
Yeah.
they were all standing initially.
Yeah,
By-
this Moai cult started in 1200 and ended up in 1600.
Okay.
So 400 years of building, carving Moais and moving them around to put them on finally on top of a platform, right? So Moais are always males, okay, leaders of the clan, important people. Just there's most of the platforms were built super close to the shore, and the main rule says that platforms, Moais on platforms, supposed to be looking always to the village. So right in front of the platform, you will find a village, right?
Next stop, Puna Pau, where the red soil used for the top knots.
Esto es Punapau. Es la cantera de los Pucaos. Ken, we're going this way. We're going up the hill first.
Gracias.
Gracias.
Hola. Gracias. I'm pretty sure the parks are open every day because this was New Year's Day, a holiday. There was less people than you'll see on my tour tomorrow. And you do have to actually book a tour. You have to go to these parks with a guide. You can't just go by yourself.
Rapa Nui became famous because of this period between 12 and 1600. At the end of this stage, people started to add top knots to the Moai. Okay, because they basically reached the limit. You cannot make Moais, taller than this. So they find a different way. It's just a different way to make your Moai look cooler than the rest. Because what you want is to represent your ancestor in a cool way.
The ones still left over here don't look as red, but when you see them actually on top of the Moai later, you can definitely tell the color difference. The next stop we went to was actually where the airplane lands, but it has some toppled over Moai as well as some platforms, a first generation platform and then a next generation platform. Okay, enough plane spotting. Time to head to our last stop, the Orongo crater. The site of the famous Birdman competition started in 1600 and ended in about 1869. The winner represented each clan, and so the winner meant that the clan would rule for 1 year. So each clan sent a representative to compete. So the task was they had to go to that tiny little island and retrieve the first bird egg of the season and bring it back. These little houses behind me with the small doors, so this whole village was built just for the purpose of observing the competition. Look at how small the doors are. Our guide said it was to easily protect your house, to make the doors so small so no one can easily get in. The volcano erupted, exploded, and then collapsed on itself, and what remains is the crater. And look, it's like perfectly circular. After that beautiful tour, I was just so smitten that I left my GoPro in the van. I didn't realize it for like an hour later, so I called them and they said, yes, just come to the hotel where we are at and pick it up. First, I dropped my GoPro in the Mediterranean, and now I leave it in a van. Oh my gosh, terrible. Jeremy would make fun of me. Since I slept all day yesterday, I didn't have a chance to go to the bank and exchange money. So after my tour, that is my first goal. Hey, Pop. Oh, I scared you. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. She followed me to the bank. But the good news is I found a bank. It's closed today because it's New Year's Day, but they do currency exchange from 8 to 11. So I will come back here tomorrow. Santander. And this is the main street. It has everything you might need. Markets, empanaderia, souvenir shops, bike rental, car rental, you know, that kind of stuff. And on the main strip, there's this blue building that says Rent-A-Car. That's the street that my hostel is on. I'm staying in a hostel, but it's one that has private rooms or cabanas. So I get my own bed. And I can open the door, let some breeze in. And then there's this nice big closet, so I can store all my stuff and my snacks and my food. And then I get my own bathroom as well. There's a small shared kitchen here, but it has everything you need. So it has a little stovetop and oven. And then there's dishes in the cabinets. And then a fridge and freezer. So I just bought something simple to make for my breakfast. I bought dried pasta and bolognese sauce. Why? Because it's easy to cook for breakfast before I start my daily tours, my daily activities. So I had so much fun on my first daily tour that I used the same company to book their second daily tour. And there's plenty of companies around the island, and some of them are even twice the price of the ones that I did, but they go to the same places. So mine were about $60 to $70 each day for the guided full day tour. And the company name was Hotamatur Rapa Nui. This place was built during 2020, during the pandemic, to serve as a replica, but also things that the tourists can actually touch and get a little bit closer to, because you can't touch anything in the actual national parks, the Moai statues or anything. hands-on. So they replicated what a garden would have looked like. So there's some taro root and some sugar cane. So the stone wall is built to both protect it from the weather, but also protect it from stealing. And then this first structure we were at is a replicated chicken coop. So there's a little rock that the chickens can go in, and then it's again to protect it from stealing. Next stop, Akahanja. So this daily tour also has 5 stops, and they at least give you, I think, 1 or 2 water bottles plus a small ham and cheese sandwich snack.
Almost 1.7 meters, something like that. And even the other ones over there, the first ones over there, those are from the same generation from this one in here. Those ones.
The smaller Moai are the older generation, so probably around 1200, 1300. And they just got bigger and bigger and bigger, and then added the house.
Called Manutara. Manutara is native bird. So it's this like the sign you can see there.
Oh.
Over here to the
Oh,
to
I
the
see
other.
it. There are 8 fallen Moai behind me, so they've been toppled. So probably 2 clans clashing, and then the victor got to topple the other's Moai. That's one hypothesis. And you can see the red stones are the top knots from the quarry that I went to the other day. We also saw a cave, which legend has is the tomb of the first king of Easter Island, King Hotematur, who populated the island with the first people around 800 AD. On to the next stop. This is Raraku, or the Moai factory. This location and the Orongo, where the bird island was, those 2 locations you can only visit once with your 10-day park pass. So if you want to visit more than once, those 2 locations, you have to buy another park pass. $80. Even just driving up to this place was magical. The huge rocky mountain with the Moai sprinkled all on the sides. Awesome. So it was right about here that the GoPro memory card died, and I had to start filming with my phone.
And most of the Moais that were taken from here, they slide it down to get to the bottom and then finish the final details. But the most impressive one in here is the one called Tetokan. It's a mark of territory, and it's over there. That one is the biggest Moai on the island with almost 23 meters long. 23 meters long. So we just have to wait for the other group to leave that place, and then we can take some pictures with the Tetokan. Bajaba el sol, miraban para atrás cuánto había caminado. Recién ahí, pero era todo el día, todo el día, hasta llegar al otro lado de la isla. Esa era la manera de mover un Moai.
This is the island's tallest Moai. You can't tell, but it's 23 meters. And this Moai is unique because it's the only one on the island that is found in a kneeling position. And you can see Tongariki in the background.
Que lo decidieron esconder incluso a tal punto que se decía que era una especie de maldición, que al que lo sacara algo le iba a pasar. Entonces nunca se quiso sacar este Moai de acá, y a pesar que lo tapan.
Now we arrive at the famous Tongariki.
was the Japanese people who were the one who donated the money for the rebuilding here. They say they donated the first time 1.7 million, and then they decided to put the hats on the Moai, and they donated also 300,000 more dollars. And when they say that some of the money went lost, that's why we see only one Moai with the hat on.
Restored in the 90s. While everybody's busy doing their Instagram photo shoots, I went ahead and looked around the backside, because then you can see the ocean. And what a spectacular view. Our last stop of the tour is Anakena Beach with, you guessed it, more Moai. I know I can't take you home, I know. I can't take you home, I'm sorry. Jeremy said no. He's a meanie moo. I just overheard another guide say that these Moai are the best kept Moai of the whole island because they were underneath the sand for a very long time. I'm not going to get in the water today because I'm going to go snorkeling another day. But I can at least stick my feet in and watch the surfers. The next day I did my own self-guided tour and I was able to get a new memory card. Where are you going? Do you belong to someone? Those dogs are mean. I have no idea where these horses are coming from, where they're going, who they belong to. Are they being led by a sheepdog? I have no idea, but there's more. Right here next to the soccer field or football field, it's a little swimming hole area. Little place to lounge. I wanted to go snorkeling today, but they said that the conditions were not good. I don't know why they think that. Oh yes, the snorkeling would have been glorious today. Good grief! You probably can't see them, but there are turtles in the shallow part of the water. Oh! I see them! There's a closer look right there. And there's one right there. Come to the surface! There's two more over there. Good gracious, there's at least 5 that I can see right now. Oh, there's one. Since I couldn't snorkel, I decided to check out the museum, which has free entry. I didn't know this, but Polynesia is like a geographical triangle, and this map illustrates it well, made up of New Zealand, Hawaii, and Rapa Nui. Alright, so what did I learn? Rapa Nui history in 60 seconds or less. So King Hotumatu came here in 800 AD, or maybe it was 1200 AD, from where they don't know. He was the leader, so he declared himself king, and each of his sons were now each of the tribes, which all had their own clans. So the classical period was the Moai culture of erecting these large statues in order to reflect ancestry, leaders, but also just the outlines of the village. And then came the period of the bird ban, so they toppled down all the statues and said, no, we don't want this way of life anymore. We're going to do this Birdman competition, which was once a year, sending out different representatives in order to go to that island to collect the egg, to bring it back, and the winner, your clan or tribe, got to rule for 1 year. And they did that for 200 years, and then a Catholic priest came in the 1800s, I think, and then it stopped. The end. On the way back from the museum, I stopped at the Ahu Tahai for more Moai. This Ahu is normally where people go to watch the sunset, but there's not like a entryway to show your park pass, so I think anyone can just come on in to this one. So you have 5 over there, 1 right there, and 1 right there. And he's got the eyes and the top knot. Obey the signs. You could get fined or thrown in jail. Don't do it. And because it's not sunset, I have the whole place to myself, and I can take as many pictures as I want. And so I did. Ah, so artistic. If you are trying to get to the museum from the main street of the Hangaroa, or the beach boardwalk, if you will, walk through the cemetery parking lot. It is a shortcut over to the Ahu where the Moai are. And then the museum is to the right after you exit it. Much quicker than doing what I did and taking the roads. So I'm going to the Oheho restaurant for a late lunch because one of my guides, this was the restaurant he recommended. He said it was really good and really cheap. So we're gonna try it out. It's right next to the soccer field, football field. It's literally right next door. So you can't miss it. Pisco sour, empanada pescado, y empanada camarón. I should have only ordered one, but I can take it home. And here's what they look like opened up. It's interesting because you don't expect fish and cheese to be together, let alone in a fried pastry dough. But it's very good. I would definitely get it again. And the fish, the local fish, this one right here, it has pretty good flavor. They seasoned it, however they seasoned it, was pretty good. But I think the Pisco sour has made me full. It's my first Pisco sour in Chile, all of Chile, and it's very good. So I'm probably going to be drinking a lot of Pisco sours on this trip. So the table next to me, each person got 1 empanada, but they got that as an appetizer because then more food came. Gosh, I couldn't do it. Hello, precious. Do you want to be on camera? Do you want to be on camera? Hello. I know. I know. You're so precious. I know. Because I showed you attention, you're following me, huh? Okay, since I don't need all of my leftover empanadas, you can have some. You can have the rest of the shrimp one. Okay? You're lucky, you're so cute. Okay, sit. Can you sit? No? Okay. There you go. Enjoy! I already gave you some.
Mira el arco.
She's gonna keep following me, isn't she? Didn't play that out very well. And she did. She just kept following me. There's another dog saying, "Get off my territory. Get off my lawn." Don't be mean. Don't be mean, we're leaving. It's okay, I know. I don't be a bully. That evening, I met up at the library for my next adventure. We go to a stargazing tour. Of course, you won't be able to see anything, but it was similar to the stargazing tour I did in the Elqui Valley, so we got to see Jupiter and Saturn and different galaxies and supernovas. But the main highlight of the tour was getting to go see the Moai on Anakena Beach, the beach I was at yesterday, getting to see them at night and getting your picture taken. As of right now, there's only one flight a day. It leaves at 3, so I'm walking to a sea cave, I guess, for my last day. Took about 30 minutes to walk here from my hostel. I'm really glad I packed my sun hat and my long sleeves because the sun is brutal here. I haven't gotten burned yet, so I'm good to go. Even though it's like 72, 74 Fahrenheit, the humidity and then just the power of the sun makes it feel way, way hotter. It is not 70 degrees. Yeah. And you don't need a park pass to get in here, and nobody's here either because the tours don't go here. Oh, no pasar, stay away. Ooh. Oh, but you can't go. Well, there's steps, but they are no more. Well, darn. It would have been cool to go down there, but I guess it's very dangerous. Check it out. There's a sea cave. Whoa. Whoa. Water came all the way up here. There's another one on the other side. Now I'm just at the airport waiting to leave, and the owner of the hostel gave me a necklace last week. Everyone's been so friendly here, and it looks like they didn't care about